What's up and welcome to FPL Today. I'm your host JNO and welcome to my team for Game Week 7. But before we get into the video, go check out Fantasy Football Magazine, a new monthly magazine about fantasy football where you can get articles from some of the best fantasy Premier League managers in the world. Click on the link in the description down below to make sure you're subscribed to the only monthly fantasy football magazine on the market. Also, I'd just like to address the issue with the What We Learned video. Some of you weren't very happy that I did it before the last two games have been played. The reason for What We Learned is me to be able to do a video when I'm free on, say, Sunday night or Monday morning before the final fixture, because sometimes I can't make a video Monday night, Tuesday morning, and then I end up not having a video up until Wednesday or Thursday. So that is what We Learned is for. It's my reaction to what happened on Saturday, and if I can make it late enough, what happened on Sunday. So once again, apologies for that. Anyway, on to today's episode, and it's my team. So first of all, we're going to cover the transfer that I made for Game Week 6 and see how it affected my game week. And the transfer that I made was actually nobody. Yeah, not really much you can say when you haven't transferred in anyone. The reason I didn't transfer in anyone, though, I will explain as we look at how my team did for Game Week 6. So my team didn't do too badly. We managed to get 78 points, which was much needed score, which meant in the game week we're actually ranked 496,409th, and it puts up our overall ranking to just over a million at 1,050,762nd. So that is a lot better than the 1.7 million odd rank that we did have. The average points was actually 60 points, and so far I'm on 329 points. And 1.05 million isn't too bad out of 5.1 million players. However, I've got a reputation to upkeep, so I do need to keep improving that. And if we look at my team, we can see that with no transfers made, the players I actually had, a lot of them did rather well. Harry Kane, I kept faith for one more game week and captained him, and he got 13 points with 2 goals and all the bonus points, which meant he got 26 points in total with the double points from the captain armband. But you can see who the star man is. Alvaro Morata, 17 points he managed to bring in with his hat-trick. So keeping those two players, and Aguero and Lukaku and some other strikers were under consideration, turned out to be a good move. And the reason I did that was because I wanted to keep 2 transfers for the international break. So I will probably make a transfer somewhere this game week, not 100% sure where it will be, but I will then have 2 transfers for over the international break in case of any injuries. And to be honest, a lot of the moves I want to make will probably take 2 transfers anyway. Other players that managed to get some points for me were Chicharito, Eriksen, Salah and me from Burnley, all of them doing rather well for me. In total that got me a lot of points, and there wasn't a lot of points on the bench, which is always a positive. Was a little bit worried when Newcastle didn't manage to keep a clean sheet, but fortunately Arsenal came through for me, although Lacazette scoring and Sanchez getting some points did hurt my game week ranking. So the star players, 2 of them were from the Spurs side, and I've been singing the praises of one of them quite a lot recently. Christian Eriksen at 9.7 million managed to get me 9 points with 1 goal and 2 bonus points. Still just beating out Dele Alli as far as points return. And then Harry Kane was also the other man from the Spurs game, 12.5 million. He got 13 points from 2 goals and got all the bonus points in that game. Harry Kane and Eriksen have both looked very good recently, so I'm hoping that will continue. And Alvaro Morata, he looks to me like the best option just underneath the Lukaku, Aguero and Harry Kane range, although of course Gabriel Jesus and Alexandre Lacazette are in contention there. I'm liking the underlying stats for Morata. 17 points, 3 goals and 3 bonus points at 10.3 million. I'm very happy with him as my second striker after Harry Kane. So my team for Game Week 7, and the way it stands so far, is Ben Foster is going to start in goal because he's against Watford at home, whereas Rob Elliott has Liverpool at home. Then we have Carl Norton, Alonso and Davies as my 3 starting defenders. Norton getting the pick over me and Mbemba because of their tough fixtures. And then Alonso is there because Alonso always has the potential to score goals. So hopefully, even if Chelsea don't keep a clean sheet, Alonso will return some goals, which I've been waiting for. Alonso's very close to being transferred out, though, for someone like Cesar Azpilicueta. Then in midfield, we've got Christian Eriksen, Mohamed Salah, Mkhitaryan and Tom Carroll starting. Eriksen is a bit of a risk because he's got an illness, but he's down a 75% chance of playing. Salah against Newcastle and Mkhitaryan versus Crystal Palace seem like no-brainers. And then Tom Carroll against West Ham seems more favourable than Chalobah against West Brom, and Chalobah isn't 100% certain to be starting either. And then up front we've got Chicharito against Swansea, Morata against Man City, and then Harry Kane is going to be the captain again with an away game against Huddersfield. So I'm liking the way that team looks, so I feel like I can make a transfer for the long term and not necessarily look at any players and think I need to get them out right now. However, the Eriksen and Chalobah at 75% is a little bit worrying. So potential transfers, and unfortunately there isn't any decent cutout of the players I'm going to talk about for defenders that I'm considering transferring in, but one of them is Cuco Martina from Everton at 4.3 million. So far this season he's managed to create 4 chances for his teammates, which puts him at a chance created every 64 minutes, and his next couple of fixtures look decent. Burnley and then Brighton. Does have an Arsenal game, but then the fixtures for Everton really pick up, and I'm starting to think maybe if I start putting in an Everton player or two now, I can take full advantage of their easy fixture list. Then we've got Kiko Femina at 4.5 million from Watford. He's managed to get 1 assist so far in the last 4 games, and all of these stats are from the last 4 game weeks. He's got 2 attempts in the last 4 game weeks and managed to create 4 chances for his teammates, giving him a chance created every 60.5 minutes. And his fixtures, he's got West Brom, Arsenal and Chelsea in the next couple of fixtures, and the Arsenal and Chelsea games definitely don't look favourable, but Kiko Femina definitely looks like he's got underlying stats to suggest he can get additional points on top of any clean sheets he gets. And then we got Shane Duffy, 4.5 million from Brighton. He looks like he could be getting some points as well. He's had 4 attempts on goal, minute per chance is at 90 minutes. Chances created, he's created 2, and he creates a chance every 180 minutes. And he's got Arsenal, Everton and West Ham in the next 3, but Brighton do seem to have some decent fixtures after that as well. Then we have the midfielders I'm looking at, and to be honest, it's the creating machines that I'm looking at. David Silva is 8.4 million and gives you that Man City coverage that seems to be absolutely necessary. He's also played the majority of all the games, seems to be getting slightly more points than Kevin De Bruyne, and he's had 5 assists in the last 4 game weeks with 14 chances created, 5 big chances created, and he creates a chance every 24.8 minutes. Man City have Chelsea next, but after that they have Stoke and Burnley, 2 favourable home fixtures, so Man City coverage looks important. And then we got Richie from Newcastle at 6 million. He's got 4 assists and managed to create 9 chances for his teammates. 5 of them have been big chances, however, and he creates a chance every 39.8 minutes at 6 million. That's a very good bargain. And with Liverpool next, that's not the best fixture, but after that, Southampton and Crystal Palace aren't too bad. And then the forwards, I'm actually looking at Charlie Wood from Burnley and Joselu from Newcastle. Charlie Wood from Burnley, 6.6 million. He's got 2 goals so far in the last 4 game weeks, and he's had 7 attempts on goal. His minutes per chance is at 42.9, and his accuracy is actually at 57.1, which is a very good shot accuracy. And he's got Everton, West Ham, and then Man City in the next couple of games. The reason I'm looking at him is I'm looking for someone cheaper than Chicharito, although he does seem to have good fixtures, but he's not leading the line. Andy Carroll is, which is a bit disconcerting for me. And then Joselu, I'm still keeping an eye on him, hoping his underlying stats turn into some returns. At 5.5 million, he'd save me 1.5 million on Chicharito, which if he can get those underlying stats into real FPL points, that would be fantastic. He's got 1 goal in the last 4 game weeks and he's had 15 attempts on goal. His minute per chance is at 19.9. That's up there with the likes of Aguero, Harry Kane and Lukaku. His accuracy is actually at 40%, which isn't bad, but his goal conversion is what's letting him down at the moment. And he's got Liverpool next, but after that, Southampton and Crystal Palace. He might be able to get some points in those. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in as always to the channel. If you've enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button. It helps the channel out so much. Also hit that notification bell. Also check out the links in the description down below and check out the Fantasy Football Magazine link. I'd like to thank them so much for becoming an affiliate of the channel. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.